Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video. In today's video, your boy's back at it with another shoutcast, trying to get out that YouTube content. We'll see how this continues to go. We're here with the newest meta in the Go Battle League, at least for this season, that being the Hisui Cup meta. It was supposed to be something actually new, and Pokemon that were seen in the game Pokemon Legends Arceus that, released a couple of years ago, but instead Niantic said, we're gonna scrap that and go back to what we originally did with the Hisui Cup, whenever that was, like a year ago, and the Sinnoh Cup previously, and they just ended up just giving us a meta that we've had many times before. So nothing new here, nothing special, nothing unique. What we could have gotten could have been cool, could have been different, also could have been cringe, because Whiscash, my mud boy, my baby, I love Cash Daddy to death, but it's kind of been ruining some metas with the coin flip skull debuff. So maybe we're better off not dealing with a meta of Pokemon that you can only see within the Pokemon Legends Arceus game. That's what they were aiming for. Instead, now they've decided to alter it back to the original definition, which was basically Pokemon that appear in the Sinnoh region and the Hisui region. So we've got ourselves a team comp of Empoleon, ABB, cover Empoleon's weakness to Mudboy and Fighter, aka Mudboy being Gastrodon, not Whiscash, and that's what we got with Gliscor and Cresselia behind it. Quite the bulky team, some decent coverage to Frostlass. Need to make sure we keep Empoleon alive for opposing Frostlasses in the back. Not always the easiest thing, but I have a bunch of success with this team in the Hisui Cup around the 2700 elo. So without further ado, let's get into some shoutcasting, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see if I can continue to bring you this consistent content. I was gonna say daily, that's super unlikely, but we're doing our best here. Either way, we had a nice upload, the top 12 Charlotte run, because your boy's trying to be good in Go Battle League and also in play Pokemon. So, and then we got another upload to follow that up, and away goes the elo, surely. Yeah, I'm winning. I'm not in the 2700s and struggling around expert. No, I'm not. I'm winning. Elo's going up. Yes, it is. This is what I tell myself every day, to amp myself up, to make sure that I do better in Go Battle League. Okay, moving on. Anyhow, we've got Gliscor here up against a Bastiodon. We end up shielding two Stone Edges because our opponent decided to commit both of their shields on our Earthquakes. We end up finally getting another one off in the zero shield scenario, just barely hanging on to get to the Night Slash. That will take out the Bastiodon, flip alignment, get their Gastrodon lined up with our Cresselia, and essentially be GG's for this match. They end up swapping into their Empoleon, and now we're going to play a little bit of a slow mirror, not some of the worst mirror in the world, but it's not a great one either. A lot of resisted damage being thrown back and forth. Shout out to Waterfall for kind of chunking. Shout out to Hydro Cannon also chunking, because it's a bunch of resisted damage being chucked back and forth. Our opponent's going to have no choice but to throw their energy if they want to take out our Empoleon. If they decided not to, then we just take them out, and then our crest would end up winning regardless. But our crest is winning no matter what, so our opponent should have found the button in the top left region, the northwest, some may say, of their screen to top left, and then they finally decided to, but they could have done it quite a bit earlier. Getting into the next match, we've got another Empoleon on Empoleon lead. This is not a matchup that I should be playing fully out, and I don't think I recognize that mistake this early on in my battles. I end up playing this, I think, completely through, which is a huge mistake, because depending on how they're approaching this, their back line is going to cook mine, and then I'm not going to have my Empoleon to counter mine that they have that are weak to Empoleon, whereas we only have one Mon weak to Empoleon. Crest can play a decent matchup there. They have a Drifloon, which is, weak to Empoleon. We have Gliscor that does have Night Slash that lines up okay against the Drifloon, but we have to be careful of not Mystical Fire. We have to be careful of Icy Wind, because Icy Wind is basically the same move, but it would have been double super effective, and we shielded a fire move. I'm not happy. I guess they have the coverage they need because they had an Empoleon lead and a Frostlass, so they felt comfortable running Mystical Fire, but I don't understand what Mystical Fire is even doing for them other than making me mauled, because why did I shield that? Anyhow, not in a good circumstance here. We bring in our Psychic into a Ghost type because, what could possibly go wrong? They're going to throw a Shadow Ball. Crest is thick with capital double C. We get the Grass Knot off. This will either take out the Frostlass or get their last shield. They're going to let it go through because their Dribloom can hex us down and take us out. Now imagine I said, screw it, let's sack Gliscor, eat a mystical fire. I don't know why I always think it's mythical. And then I shield whatever other move and then potentially have 2 Night Slashes. I'm coping because in 10 situations out of 10, that's going to be an Icy Wind and you're going to shield. Because if you don't shield, you're just praying for the 1 in a million shot that they're just not running the move that they should be running. Moving on with my life here. We had a great lead in this next match. Not the best swap. I didn't really have an amazing answer for Hisui and Samurott. Very unexpected mon here. They Dark Pulse us. They also Razor Shells. I think they decide to, I'm spoiling now, they decide to no shield this, the Moonblast one-shots. I think they made that decision because I Grass Knotted the first time, and Grass Knot, I think Samurott would have just barely survived, and they were hoping to get that, get greedy, get farming, and instead it lost in the match because now I'm able to flip the alignment that I need, oh wait, no, not flip the alignment, just keep Empoleon lined up with their lead. Turns out Empoleon core breaks their entire team, so we just completely sack our Gliscor here. I completely forgot what their lead mom was because I was so focused on the fact that they safe swapped the Hisui and Samurott, and I could not believe that I'm going to play out of that mistake. We end up shielding. Oh yeah, they had the Togekiss lead. This team that I was going against was crazy. Shout out to them because I struggled even though my Empoleon core breaks them. They played quite well. The problem is Togekiss, Great League CP, not a very thick HP weighted Pokemon. We end up waterfalling all the way down before they can get a charge move off. Feels good. Frostlass comes in, even though we shielded bait. Waterfall all the way down. Ends up being GG. So I guess like in all technicality, we didn't really need alignment, but it was still good to have alignment because Gliscor lining up with Frostlass is a little bit better than Gliscor lining up with Togekiss, which is weird because, you know, Frostlass is double super effective damage to Gliscor, but like Togekiss like single or double resists like everything Gliscor throws. So yeah, anyhow, next match, we've got Empoleon up against Drapion lead here. We do not shield the first move that comes through because the Crunch could debuff like it did there. We also got their shield first, and then they throw early. I didn't need to do any magical counting. I knew this was an Aqua Tail. They threw at 4. They didn't even like give it a chance to potentially bait my last shield. I just knew I can commit to the lead from there, and I was tempted to waterfall down, but they would have got another Aqua Tail off. So I throw my Hydro Cannon. I take the 1 shield win, lead 1, and then I get mad that there's another Driploom in the back, and I keep on not swapping out my lead when I kind of need to, kind of couldn't because it was still a Drapion and Crest isn't going to be great, and I don't want to swap in Gliscor against the Drapion because that would be the hard counter. See, look, an Icy Wind using Drifloom. See, I could understand if you're using Icy Wind and Mystical Fire. I can't understand if you're using Mystical Fire and Shadow Ball. You kind of need Icy Wind, no? Tell me otherwise in the comment section, please. Either way, I made a really good catch there, which is great. My opponent ends up making a misplay, which we're going to find out right here, is they stay in with the Driploom. I outpaced. They were hoping to get off a Shadow Ball. But even though we're debuffed, Moonblast, bang, takes them out. And then their last one on the back is their own Cresselia, with all they needed to do was just basically swap out and play the mirror. Considering they got off the Icy Wind, the mirror would have went amazingly for them, and then they would have still had, you know, the Icy Wind using Drifloom lined up with my Gliscor, and this would have been GG's. But hey, trainer, we will take the Evo. We're still not legend yet. I should probably start trying to push that a bit harder, you know, now that I'm back from Charlotte and like I'm on this whole redemption thing and being good at the game. So we're going to do that, and we're going to take advantage of every misplay our opponent makes, and we're going to win those matches. Surely, I won't also throw while they throw. We won't have some simul throws. Get off another Night Slash here. We're spamming them. Crest is thick. It eats this quite well. Takes a little bit to take out the Mon, but this match is just about GG's. They're going to get off a Grass Knot here. Our Crest, way more health, has energy. I got lost my train of thought here. I was thinking about other things as I was talking. My Crest has a little bit more health and a bunch more energy to still win that match. Regardless, GG's to that opponent. Into the next one. Another Empoleon lead. Have I learned my lesson yet? I think in this match I did. I throw the Hydro Cannon. I end up, landing that because they decide not to shield. We are going to shield because the waterfalls have added up enough. Up. I'm gonna roll my R's on the letter P, and we're gonna catch a Hydro Cannon on our Crest. That's an R that can be rolled there, and then they're gonna stay in because they won their energy back, and then we're gonna cycle cut down, and then they come in with their own Crest, and this team is looking oddly familiar. But we're cool with the farm they gave us, and we get the 10% debuff. We're so good at RNG, dude. We're the best RNGs in the Global Battle League. We get off another Moonblast there. Imagine I got more RNG. That would have been crazy. They then swap into Gliscor, and because of the damage we dealt to the Cresselia, we're like, we can just chuck a Grass Knot and then play this mirror. We end up getting their first shields. They have an energy advantage. We want to be careful here because the Crest did leave with energy, and Empoleon has like an odd matchup against Cresselia because those Grass Knots do be hurting. We're also worried their Gliscor is going to boost considering they're getting off 2 Night Slashes before we even throw our first one, but we're going to go for our first Night Slash here finally, put them into the yellow, and then we're hoping that they misplay and let us get off another Night Slash, which is exactly what they do. This will not take out, but it gets the shield. They're committing to a wing attack farm down though, which I did not consider at the time, and then I was like, oh crap, I gotta soak this energy on something because they're basically at an earthquake. Well, I don't want to soak it on my Empoleon because my Empoleon has a better matchup against her crest than my opposing crest. So we eat that. They come in with their own crest. We throw a Hydro Cannon. It's gonna put their crest at literally no HP. I thought to put them at 1 HP. Mixing up matches again. Either way, their Gliscor comes back in, we waterfall it down, and then we get into the next match. We have Waterfall Empoleon up against Volt Switch Magnezone. Magnezone is electric type. Usually does very good against water types. That's kind of how the typings go. Well, Magnezone's also an insanely class cannon, so we can basically shield one move and waterfall them all the way down. We don't want to swap out, well, we swap out there. We don't want to swap out against the Magnezone when we see the Magnezone because Crest doesn't really have a great matchup there, and we end up swapping and they stay in, our Crest can get absolutely cooked. So at least Empoleon, even though water, weak to electric, can stay in, waterfall, do enough chunking damage as you saw there, and potentially make a positive out of a negative, and I only committed 1 shield. Then they have another electric type there, and I'm like, wow, my Gliscor would have feasted on their lead. It would have feasted on their second Mon. Surely they're running some triple electric spice, some really cool, unique stuff that my Gliscor is going to cook up because we want Freelo. No, they had an ice type and it lined up my Gliscor. Trainer, how did this happen? Either way, we still know where our win con is. We're going to commit the shield. We're going to get to another Night Slash before they get to another Avalanche. We're then going to pivot into our Empoleon that has energy from earlier when it cooked up that Magnezone. We're going to say bye-bye to Frostlass. The Electrode's going to come in. We're going to waterfall it down barely. No, we're not. We're going to get off the charge move. That's actually what we're going to do. And we're going to win this match still, even though the alignment gods were not in our favor. Because on what planet are you ABA electric? Sir, Magnezone doesn't beat Gliscor, and neither does Electrode just because it takes neutral damage. I don't care. Either way, we're playing this next matchup, exact same lead, surely not the exact same team. We're going to play it the exact same way. They shield, but they decided to pivot. Smart play by the trainer, because we just would have waterfalled them down and then would have had alignment regardless and just had more energy. Then again, they would have got like another Volt Switch through. I tried to catch Grass Knot. I don't make the catch, as you can clearly see here, and I kind of regret now staying in as long as I did, so I said, F it, I'm going to get some more farm, and then I'm going to swap, and hopefully committing both shields will not be a crucial mistake in losing this match. We then get 10% debuffed, and may the RNGesus not be in our favor, because that's just kind of how the theme of this video is going. But hey, we're winning matches, can't complain too much. Throw our own Moonblast. They then pivot into a Magnezone. We throw our Grass Knot here. Even though we're debuffed, it's a Shadow Magnezone, so they have to shield the resisted move. We're hoping we could somehow outpace them. Not super likely considering they shielded, and you'd hope that they'd know their own energy based on that. They throw a Wild Charge, and that thing hits. It's freaking Cresselia, dude, and that thing took out like 40% of my health. Christ, I was praying I could survive that. We go into Gliscor. I guess they were expecting Empoleon because they just auto threw, assuming probably that they would die to one waterfall. They didn't want to take that chance, so Gliscor eats the move quite well, gets a wing attack farm down on a steel electric type, which is something, and then we throw a Night Slash at their Gastrodon, and we're like, okay, I need to try and catch, I need to see if I can find a win con here, and they then throw a Body Slam, and I'm like, am I just cooked? Yes, I am, because I expected the swap. As you see, I didn't throw the wing attack, I went to click my Pokemon to swap, and it didn't swap, and I don't know if that necessarily wins me the match, but it would have kept my Gliscor alive, and then my Empoleon would have died, and that would have taken out the Cresselia with some wing attacks, maybe, if they didn't have enough energy. I don't know, I've lost track. Then maybe I get a Night Slash and an Earthquake off. they get to another body slam and like 4 mud slaps. I was probably cooked regardless, but I still wanted to pull the swap off. Shout out to this opponent. They got Munchlax and Gallade on the save swap. We're like, yeah, great swap, dude. We don't have any answers for this whatsoever. I don't know what season we're in where we're using Gallade as a save swap in PvP in any league or meta, but regardless, Crest is going to wall the living hell out of this Gallade after we cooked up a shield from them and built up some energy. Really amazing stuff. They're chucking leaf blades at us. We're over farming. We're going to throw a grass knot. We're going to get either their last shields or take out their Gallade and keep the alignment that we so crucially need. They come back in with their Munchlax. We're going to chuck some Moonblast at them. This is going to put them at like 2/3 of their health. They might commit to the lick down, so we're going to just barely get off our grass knot in time before they can lick us all the way down. And we have to be careful because Munchlax is not Vigoroth, and I mean that because Vigoroth got a new charge move that replaces Bulldoze. Well, this normal type boyo still chucks Bulldozes, so we gotta be careful about that. So we committed the shield. Yo, where are those mud slaps going? They're going to the moon like Battle Bills Elo if I continue to upload YouTube videos. Fully expecting the water pulse there, shielded up, opponent recognizes. Once we made that call, we knew better because we know what Gastrodons run. This is not our first Hisui Cup. This is not our first time around the mountain. We get that. GG's for around the mountain. Here he comes. Here he comes. How's that song go? You know, it's probably better off I don't sing it that well because I'm gonna get myself copyrighted because this is whopping like 30 views in this video. I totally need the ad revenue. Yeah, please actually sponsor me. Please support, like, comment, subscribe. Any help on the video is greatly appreciated. If you want me to continue to go to regionals like Charlotte and do really well in the Battle Build of Worlds. Anyhow, back to the video. So we get bold shields, but we can't double bait and get to the earthquake, unfortunately. So we're gonna get off a little night slash action here. They're gonna go for a waterfall farm down. We do have shield advantage, even though we don't have alignment. So this isn't that bad of a circumstance because Empoleon can eat all of the barrel's energy, whether it be Surfs, Hyper Fangs, all resisted. Chuck it at us. You're gonna need quite a few moves to take out our Steel Penguin boyo, and then we're gonna go for the waterfall farm down. We're expecting them to come back in with the Gastrodon. We do not want to eat a single mud slap onto our Empoleon, and then they stay in with their Gastrodon and throw a body slam, and then we recognize why. They want to assist their Munchlax in trying to win this matchup, considering they're at the shield disadvantage. The body slam's not all that threatening. We get an insanely clutch debuff. The licks are doing the same damage, but body slam. We're not worried about a body slam. We're gonna have to let a body slam go through no matter what because they're debuffed. That does less damage. Therefore, you know, the licks are not gonna do as much because there's less body slam damage. They're gonna get off another one here. Like I said, we're going to shield. We're going to build up to a grass knot. We're going to pivot into Empoleon, throw the hydro cannon, take out the Munchlax. GG's, bye-bye, hasta la bye-bye, trainer. They're going to mud slap us the remainder down, but our Cresselia has a grass knot, and this is double super effective. So, hasta la bye-bye, Gastrodon. It was nice seeing you. Bang. Really nice double super effective damage on the Mud Boy. It's not Whiscash. Gastrodon wishes it was Whiscash. From full health, Whiscash could survive. Then again, that Gastrodon wasn't at full health. So if it was a Whiscash, it wouldn't have survived anyway. So I don't know why I brought that up. I just love Whiscash. I miss you, Cash Daddy. If only it was the old Hisui meta. Well, this team, a lot of success. I won a lot of battles. Let me know thoughts, comments, and if you made it this far in the video, I don't have anything for you to comment, but if you could come up with something, just say something. Say the word something. Be greatly appreciated to help me in the YouTube algorithm in reviving a dead channel that I upload on insanely and consistently, and the failure of this channel is only my fault. Anyhow, love you, appreciate you, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Preach!